Senator, you write a lot of editorials. The latest one is about, and I'm talking about Senator Heitkamp. The latest one is about Trump failing the Reagan test in terms of, I guess, in rural America, in terms of, are you better off now? And I know that Democrats are going to have to talk about things that aren't quite up to speed in what most people think is pretty good. I mean, we've got sub 4% unemployment, new highs in the stock market, wage gains are finally occurring. We've got GDP that's running about 50% higher than during the Obama administration. Does it really feel like that's going to be the winning formula to say that this is an economy that's leaving people behind or that's failing the Reagan test?
The point that I'm making, Joe, is that when you look at how regionally the economy is functioning and doing, when you look at rural America, where the president is enormously popular, continues to be popular, when you look at that segment of our economy, it's not good. And it's not good because of some of the president's practices and policies, like his trade policy and like his budget. If you look at his budget, taking 31% out of the Farm Bill, cutting crop insurance is not a formula for growth in the middle part of this country. And so, yes, he's very popular there, but when there is a growing concern, growing rates of bankruptcy, growing people leaving the farm, trying to find employment. And when you look at GDP growth in those sectors that represent middle America, GDP growth is actually down compared to other parts of the country.
There are people that write off Joe Biden, and then other people that talk about how much appeal he might have in the key states where President Trump won with certain voters, like Pennsylvania or certain Rust Belt farm areas. And they say to discount him in those areas is a big mistake. And I certainly get what you're saying there. Hey, Judd Gregg, we've talked about Senator Biden before. You served with him. He's been in the Senate since he was 29 years old, I think. Right? I mean, he's been there a long time. And you like him, but I'm gonna show you a quote from and Heidi's not gonna like this, although I'm not sure who she's back, and I don't know whether she likes Are you from the AOC wing or the Biden wing? I don't know where you are, but look at this quote.
You know better, Joe. You know better.
I do. Look at this quote from Bob Gates, who was the defense secretary under President Obama and under President Bush, too. But Joe Biden, I think he's been wrong on every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades, whether it's being against the first Iraq war, for the second Iraq war, splitting Iraq up into 3 different places, voted against the Alaska pipeline. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And even Democrats have some problems with the Anita Hill hearing and everything else. So is he a viable candidate, Judd?
Oh, he's an extremely viable candidate for a very simple reason that basically everybody else who's in this race right now is to the left of Bernie Sanders. They're running towards the socialist agenda. That's not going to sell anywhere in America, I believe, but it's certainly in the heartland where Heidi is from, it's not going to sell. And Joe Biden represents a moderate voice within the Democratic Party, which is still a liberal voice, but it's a moderate voice.
How can he win the nomination? It's the same problem you have with Republicans. You know, you can't run moderate. You can't run moderate in the primaries. He's going to get eaten alive.
You can.
If I can weigh in, if you think about all the competition for the left, there's a lot of people over there. There's not a lot of people in the middle. The potential for a brokered convention is higher than it's ever been. You cannot rule out anybody in this race. You got to see him perform, Joe.
Right, but look what happened to poor Howard Schultz when he talked reasonably about some of these issues. And you know, I'm worried about AOC. I even was channeling her earlier, Senator. I said, Joe Biden, who dat? New party. I mean, that's what you're going to hear from her. It's like this guy. I mean, this is not right, Senator. She tweets that out. She tweeted that out about someone made a comment, and it was it was Joe Lieberman. He tweeted something out, and she said, "Who dat? New party."
Well, she can say, and she has her platform, and she has her free speech rights, and Joe Biden has his free speech rights. I have my free speech rights, and we're going to figure out where this ends up in the spectrum decision-making in the Democratic Party.
Judd,
so that one thing that happens all the time is the Republicans only want to talk about AOC. There's a whole lot of other people in this race who are saying something different than her.
Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, Kamala. I mean, take your pick.
Yeah.
They're all way out there. Beto. I'm gonna stand up on this thing. Hey, Judd, you're just sitting there laughing. I know you. You can't wait.
I am.
You can't wait to watch this play out, and you're evil.
I think
I'm not evil, Joe. And I heard you earlier today say that you loved all your guests, and so I can feel your love. So I'm not
kidding about
evil.
that. I just
but
meant
I will
you're
say,
diabolical. You're diabolical in that you're going to enjoy this primary season from your from the opponents in the Democratic Party. You're going to enjoy this as they eat themselves alive.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. Can I answer something?
Yes,
Can I get in here for a second?
Okay.
That's not true. Okay. I am very concerned that the Democratic Party has jumped the rails on one of the core issues that has made America a great place and has made us the envy of the world. And that's our commitment to a market, our commitment to a market economy.
Right.
You have a lot of people running for president on their side of the aisle who don't believe in a market economy. They believe in a socialist French economy, and it's not going to work in America, and it's going to bring down our standard of living. The reason Joe Biden is viable, in my opinion, is that most of the Democrats I dealt with in the Senate, the one thing they wanted to do was win, and they want to win the presidency. If they put up a candidate who can be defined effectively as a socialist, they're going to lose to Donald Trump. The only way they're going to have a competitive race against Donald Trump is to run someone who can come across as a rational, thoughtful individual who will lead this country in a rational, thoughtful way and not take us down the road of socialism. And that's where that's Joe Biden's path. And I don't know whether he can win or not. As a very practical matter, he's got a lot of baggage, and it's going to be hung around his neck. But if they want to have a competitive race for the presidency, he's the type of guy they need.
Heidi, there's still room.
Well, right. Very little room when you're talking about 20 candidates. But I think, even people on your show, Joe, have people who are the masters of capitalism have talked about income disparity and what we need to do to revitalize capitalism and make sure it's working for everyone. And I think that's the discussion. Free enterprise systems worked for centuries for America. We need to keep it.